A Florida woman orders a Lyft ride and then steals the car. A Florida woman sues a clinic after she birthed somebody else's baby. A Florida pastor told his congregation if they donate $10,000 within 90 seconds, somebody will be a millionaire. And a Florida man is arrested for using a ketchup packet as a deadly weapon. These are the weird stories on Friday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. And the only weird news podcast that does Florida Fridays. That's right, all the weird news from Florida this week. Here we go. A Florida woman is accused of ordering a Lyft ride and then stealing the driver's car. Sounds like a quality individual. Let's find out if she's single. This story is out of South Miami, not to be confused with North Miami or Middle Miami or Left or Right Miami. South Miami authorities arrested a Florida woman on grand theft auto and drug charges. They say she ordered a Lyft ride from a South Miami store and then took the driver's car herself after she, get this, distracted him. Oh, I'll tell you right here now, this sounds like some premeditation. Investigators with the South Miami Police Department said that a Lyft driver went to the Family Dollar store to pick up a woman. Well, that was your first mistake, driver. You picked somebody up at the Family Dollar store. What's wrong with you? A Family Dollar store in Florida? You picked up a passenger and then, lo and behold, your vehicle was stolen? What a surprise. You can't pick people up at the Florida Dollar store, nor the Waffle House, Publix, Wendy's, Walmart. Am I missing anywhere? Am I missing any institutions? Probably you can't pick up a Florida prisoner outside the prison. Is that even a thing? Can you order Ubers when you get out of prison to pick you up? Okay, back to the Florida woman show. Her name is Lindsay Christine with all Y's, by the way. Chrystyn, Christine. Her last name is Josefsberg. Police say that Josefsberg, the Florida woman, age 37, asked the Lyft driver for help loading her bags into his Honda Accord at the dollar store. They said that he walked around to the back of the car where the trunk is located. She went up front, got in the driver's seat, and just drove off in the Honda. Oh, I've heard of this one. The please place my luggage in the trunk while I steal your car trick. Now, the authorities were able to find the Florida woman pretty easily, and that is because, Florida woman doesn't really think ahead or pay attention to details. She stole the car with the driver's cell phone still inside, so they were able to track the car down. Police said the man's girlfriend came and helped authorities trace it down using Find My iPhone. Of course. Florida woman doesn't have it together. She doesn't even know that you're supposed to throw the iPhone out the window as you make your getaway. I mean, Florida woman is so dense, she might even go pick up other passengers in the Lyft thinking that the money somehow is going to go into her bank account. Okay, so back to the play-by-play. Investigators finally caught up to the Florida woman. Can you guess where she drove the car? Just take a wild guess. If you said directly to her home, you would be correct. They're evolving. Floridians are getting smarter. I think we need to keep our eye on these specimens, Herr Doctor. Now, of course, the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office deputies went to the home of the Florida woman and found the Honda parked in the driveway. A deputy who saw Josefsberg get into the car with others then conducted a traffic stop. They waited for her to go get in the car and run some errands, and then they pulled her over. Police say Josefsberg admitted that, quote, she stole the vehicle, but her problems with the law didn't end there. Deputies said they found a pink glass pipe with suspected cocaine residue inside her purse. Ooh, sounds to me like some drugs, and our favorite word on Florida Fridays, drug paraphernalia. I mean, I love drugs, but I really love drug paraphernalia. Deputies say that the Florida woman wasn't supposed to be driving any vehicle. How about that? Stolen or not, she wasn't supposed to be driving because, as you can imagine, her license has been suspended for 2 years. Well, For Florida woman, this is how they reason. They're like, well, look, I tried to get my license turned back on, but they wouldn't let me. So it's just a lot easier to steal a vehicle. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to order the vehicle that I'm about to steal through the Lyft app. A Florida woman sues a clinic after she gave birth to a baby that was not hers. This story is out of Orlando, Florida. After giving birth last month, a Florida mother is now suing an IVF clinic. Turns out the baby she gave birth to wasn't for her. The lawsuit says that this anonymous couple had been working with a fertility clinic in Orlando. At the time, the couple approached the clinic for IVF fertilization to help them begin their family. As such, the woman had an embryo implanted into her with what she believed to be her and her husband's genetic material. Oh, wow, this sounds expensive. Just a couple of weeks before Christmas, she successfully gave birth to a baby girl. But the baby wasn't the race that they expected. Oh, no. What happened? Now it says here, the couple are racially Caucasian. However, the baby displayed the physical appearance of a racially non-Caucasian child, according to the lawsuit. All right, they're sugarcoating this. So they gave birth to a brown or black baby, possibly Asian, and that's how they found out the baby wasn't a product of their genetics. What a disaster. This is a nightmare. Let me keep reading. I have a feeling they're gonna be multimillionaires after this botch. I believe in the medical literature, they refer to this as a whoops, my bad, and that would be oopsie for short. It says, according to the couple, the discovery of the baby that was not Caucasian caused them to seek out genetic testing, which revealed that the baby had no genetic relationship with either of the parents. Of equal concern to the couple is the obvious possibility that someone else was implanted with one or more of their embryos and is presently parenting one or more of their children. I guess what they're saying is somewhere there could be a black couple that just had a white baby. Have you heard from them yet? I mean, what's the status on that? Were they just like, hey, so we got a white one. What do you want to do? You want to keep this? Let's just roll the dice with this white baby. I mean, that's probably not okay to do that too, but I mean, who knows? If you ask an old black person if they should keep the white baby, like your uncle or something, the uncle will be like, yeah. What are you, stupid? You keep that white baby. You don't keep the white baby. What's wrong with you? Now it says while the Caucasian couple said they would willingly keep the baby girl in their care, they also said they recognized she should be given to her genetic parents, assuming they're able to take her, whoever these might be. Well, they have the genetic results of the baby, so I assume they can match that up with the genetic results of parents in the database at the fertility clinic. The question is, does the fertility clinic want to? I mean, that's going to double your lawsuit right there, I'll tell you right now. Now you got two couples suing your ass. Or at least this couple of all the couples to get the mix-up seems pretty cool about it. They're like, yeah, we'll raise this one. But maybe you want to tell the other parents. So hopefully they'll show this child love as though it was their own. Tough decision, though. Tough predicament to find yourself in. What would you do if would you raise the child as though it's your own? I assume there'll be some effort put into trying to track down their child via genetics. And then, you want to get that child too, right? And then if you can't find an owner of the wrong child, not the wrong child, but the child that was given to you by mistake, then maybe you raise both of them. Oh my goodness, this is just a nightmare. And what makes it even worse is these children have to grow up in Florida. I mean, can you imagine? It makes me wonder too, this incident, if the child wasn't a different race, they would have never noticed, right? Which makes me wonder, like, how many times does this go unnoticed, this major mistake from a fertility clinic? Now, according to the lawyer for this couple, he says, to make matters worse, this clinic has been totally uncooperative in helping remedy the error. I mean, this place needs to be shut down, in my opinion. Well, hopefully a jury puts this medical clinic in its place, and by in its place, I mean completely bankrupt. And let's have a moment of silence, shall we, for these poor kids that have to grow up in Florida. Whew, sheesh. A Florida pastor told his congregation to donate $10,000 in under 90 seconds to become a millionaire. Well, the Bible says you can't buy your way into heaven, but I'll tell you, there isn't a church in the world that won't encourage you to at least try. We have here a Florida man pastor sparking outrage after telling his congregation that God instructed him to make someone a multimillionaire in the church if only they donated $10,000 within 90 seconds. And the millionaire is me, the pastor. I told you someone would be a millionaire, and it's me, thanks to you. I mean, come on now. This is an overt grift. I wonder if the attendees actually attempted to give him $10,000 within 90 seconds. Let's keep reading and find out. To what level was the flock fleeced? This evil man's name is Dr. Todd Hall. The Florida man is known as the Praiseologist. The Praiseologist, he apparently told parishioners, quote, "The Lord said, I want to make a multi-millionaire out of someone, but they have to sow $10,000. He said, and they have to do that within 90 seconds. The pastor is seen in the video wearing a designer suit as he called for these donations, saying that God would, quote, show his face to the person who would donate the sum within 90 seconds. And the church members were heard clapping during the appeal, of course. They say a fool and his money were lucky to get together in the first place. Now, the name of this church is the Shabbat Church in Apopka, Florida. It's part of the Shabbat Fellowship. Shabbat. That sounds like a Jewish temple organization. This is a Christian. This is Christian. There's a little background on the pastor here. He was born in Brownsville, Brooklyn, and grew up in challenging circumstances and overcame early exposure to gangs and street life. Yeah, I mean, Brownsville, Brooklyn, that place is like a horrible place to grow up. Doesn't give you the right to then go out there and wear designer suits as you ask your parishioners to line your pockets. But, you know, these ongoings have been common for centuries in the name of God, as most of you know. I'd imagine you're smart people, right? You would never be taken in by this sort of grift. I mean, it's the oldest trick in the book. This is why religion was invented. It was the first scam in history, and it's still flourishing. And I don't feel bad for these parishioners that lost their ducats. I just don't. If you attend the church of suckers, you know, you get what you deserve. It says here the pastor is also a businessman and CEO of something called Risky Productions. Risky Productions. Your pastor is a CEO at a company called Risky Productions. I mean, any more red flags, you know. The article says this viral video has drawn criticisms on social media, with some users accusing him of exploitation. No way, really? My question is, why don't the authorities do something about this? Like, this isn't okay. Right? This is okay? I don't think so. Like, the police will arrest a hot dog vendor who doesn't have a license selling wieners in the park, but, like, this goes on, rampant church scams in the name of the Lord. I mean, how? Tell me how. A Florida man has been arrested for using a ketchup packet as a weapon. This Florida man is facing up to 5 years behind bars after allegedly turning a ketchup packet into a felony weapon. Well, I mean, those serrated edges are pretty sharp. You could definitely lose a digit from that. You could probably slice an eyeball or two with that. I know you're probably thinking, like, what danger could you do with the condiments, Jonesy? Come on. Now, are we supposed to be afraid of a man with condiments? Well, let me tell you something. I once knew a guy that was so tough he could take you out with just tartar sauce, all right? I saw him kill 2 dudes with A1 sauce. This article begins with, anyone who thinks a condiment can't be used as a weapon of mass destruction needs to catch up with the times. How about that pun? I didn't even write that one. According to the police, 28-year-old Florida man Austin Simmons was arrested on Monday. This was after an incident inside a Florida bus terminal. Ooh, imagine finding yourself in a Florida bus terminal. I mean, you got to question all your life's choices if you end up in a Florida bus terminal. I'd be like, is this where the buses drive in and out of the terminal? Yeah, I'm just going to lay down right here. Now, the Florida police say that Simmons, the Florida man, appeared to be passed out when another man, Carlos, stopped to check on him. Oh, how nice of Carlos to check on this Florida man that's passed out in a bus terminal. By passed out, do you mean like check his pockets to see if he had any drugs or drug paraphernalia? Now, when Carlos checked on the Florida man, Austin Simmons, this is when things kind of escalated. According to the report, Florida man Simmons allegedly woke up irate, approached Carlos, and then struck him with an open ketchup packet. Police noted that Carlos suffered, quote, 2 spots of ketchup on his jacket as a result of the incident. Is this a joke? This is a joke, right? Is this one of these parody websites? Let me check here. Nope, turns out this is a legit crime, apparently. Who calls the police after they get some little bit of ketchup on their coat, right? Huh? I mean, oh no, the poor guy. What a victim. Jeez, the trauma. Oh, I hope he finds a way to overcome this tragedy of a condiment on his jacket. Are you kidding me? I mean, all right. Of all the things that Floridaman is doing, this is one I think we can live with. I mean, considering the number of other fluids that a Florida man might put on your coat, I think ketchup is something I would gladly accept. But no, they're like making this guy out to be some kind of supervillain, like the Condiment Crusader. Do you guys remember the Condiment King from some like a Batman animated show? He was sprayed hot sauce on people. It's a pretty weird villain, but I mean, it made me laugh. Now, the arrest affidavit states that police found the packet on the ground. Oh my goodness, did you make a little chalk outline around it? What the heck? It was already open. Ketchup was spilling out. The packet, which holds roughly 0.3 ounces, was not collected as evidence. Well, you should. You should collect it as evidence. Exhibit B in the courtroom. Now, the police say that the Florida man Simmons denies striking Mora with a ketchup packet, but reportedly admitted to, quote, giving the victim a ketchup packet. Oh, well, how do you explain the ketchup on the coat, she? Seems to me like you used the ketchup as a projectile, she? This is a circus act, by the way. It says, although this type of incident is usually treated as a misdemeanor, Florida man Simmons has been charged with a third-degree felony due to, he's got prior battery convictions. Yeah, of course he does. He's living in a bus terminal in Florida. Another reason not to approach and check on him. What are you doing? You check on a sleeping Florida criminal in a bus terminal? What did you think was going to happen? You're lucky it was just ketchup on the coat, bro. Well, Florida man Simmons is being held on bond. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Probably throw him in prison forever. Probably not. It's Florida. They're going to let him out after a week. He'll be back in the bus terminal doing his thing, poised to attack with some relish or mustard. Now, there are some people out there in the world that say ketchup only becomes criminal when you put it on a hot dog. I disagree. I'm a ketchup and mustard hot dog guy. Also, if relish is available and onions, those are going on there as well. I like to load up my hot dog. How about you? Are you a ketchup and mustard person? Only mustard? You think ketchup is okay to go on a hot dog? These are important issues that need to be discussed on Weird AF News, I think. Email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. Hello, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for following me, and I hope you enjoyed this Florida Friday episode. I want to thank you if you sent me Florida articles the past couple of days. Very, very helpful in the cause, so appreciate that. I want to give some thanks and praise to specific supporters and contributors of the show. For instance, Josephus, who bought me a coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com, has been very supportive, and Josephus wrote me a nice message with the coffee. Just enjoy. And that's exactly what I'm doing, Josephus. In fact, I bought coffee this morning in a completely different country. So I'm down here in Mexico City where they have amazing coffee shops. So I'm very excited. I'm exploring a new coffee shop every single day. Well, this is my first morning here, but I plan on trying a new coffee shop every day. And also enjoying some traditional Mexican coffee beverages such as Café Ollo, and there's some others as well. But I'm looking to dip into the coffee culture here. Also, Lisa from Finland bought me coffees as well, and she wrote me a note. She wrote, "You are amazing, Jonesy. Love from Finland. Things are weird all over the place, but you always have the best news. Inflation is a pain in the ass, so I can only buy you 3 coffees this time. Thank you, Jonesy." Oh, thank you, Lisa. I don't know. You guys have heard. Lisa's bought me so many coffees. She's also a supporter on the Patreon. She's, we've had a lot of emails and contact discussions together. She's wonderful. So shout out to Lisa and the whole fam up in Finland. Eventually, I'll be visiting. I don't think it's a good time to go now up there as an American, though. I'm probably not going to be well received. Yeah, stay out of Europe for the time being, I think. But down here in Mexico City, they seem to they only give me dirty looks, so that's not so bad. I can handle that. Like, look at this gringo from the States coming down here. Hey, I don't blame anybody. out there who lives in a foreign nation for judging Americans right now. I just don't. But just keep in mind, most of us are pretty cool. We're good people. We're not happy with what's going on either. So just try to remember that, please. All right, enough of that serious stuff. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'm posting some photos and videos of my adventures down here in Mexico City. I have a wedding this weekend, and I'm doing a show down here next weekend. Jones, you speak Spanish? You can do a show in Spanish? No. The show is in English, guys. My Spanish is not good enough to do stand-up comedy. That would be incredible if I could, but I cannot. I speak un poquito español, just enough to like order a latte, this sort of thing. Ask people where the bathroom is because I'm about to pee out of my butt ski. No, well, the high altitude here can do that to you. All right, it's like almost 8,000 feet elevation down here in Mexico City. Are you guys aware of that? I mean, it's way higher than Denver. So just you got to make that adjustment. But drinking a ton of water, making sure I'm hydrated. The good thing about this high elevation is I'm a cheap date. Yeah, I get wasted off of 2 mezcal margaritas. Hey-o. All right, well, I hope you're having as fun this weekend as I'm having. And if you want to reach out, you got my email, and my Instagram's @FunnyJones. Like I said, follow me on there. You can see some of my adventures down here in Mexico City, one of my favorite places in the world, one of my favorite cities in the world. My 3rd time here. I can't speak enough good things about Mexico City. Now, if you'd like to support the show, my website's weirdafnews.com. You can join the Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee, which I will buy a coffee here on you. So if you want me to have a coffee on you while I'm here, it'll be a good one. You can do that. weirdafnews.com. All right. Love you.